does my microphone not like me?
Like that.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, my microphone is now being heard around the world. I'd say we begin now before my rage continues.
Yeah, you're not.
Your rage. I'm the one playing Mario Party.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, yours is
Everyone
gaming
have
rage,
a
though. I'm annoyed,
yeah, dude.
broken, glitching gaming mother... Ah!
Flying thing, bitch.
Well, plus I want to get some cupcakes.
Okay. We can wait.
I mean later.
Oh.
Aw.
Okay, so is everybody ready then?
I'm
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
All right.
Circuit, say something. Let's see if chat can hear you. Say a number sequence.
1 is the loneliest number that you'll
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
do. 2 can be as
Can
bad
you idiots
as
hear him or not?
What?
Yes, yes, they hear you. We're
That was
good.
great, boss. That was great.
Wonderful.
Alright, okay, I guess we're all good then.
Okay, there's a little forward here. This story was written according to the personalities of those included, not to my, as in Dealgrist's, preference. Reader's discretion is advised.
Heavily.
Yeah, it has an F word in it somewhere.
No, it has D-pad in it, that's all you need.
So be discreet.
It's help me, Andy. Let's get this right.
Yeah, it's got both of you. There's gonna be plenty of language to go around.
Yeah,
Let's forget about me.
You're not as bad.
all of us swear.
Yeah,
We all swear,
but
it's
yeah, but
okay.
Deal take but you gotta admit, D takes it to a weird level.
And me, I just use it in everyday language.
Oh.
Alright, anyways, let's get this started. Fate had smiled upon the fortunes of thousands of creatures over the past few days from all over the land to partake in the festivals at PonyCon. PonyCon was a convention of gargantuan proportions, born in the wake of a revival in the tales of heroes, both historical and fictional, from Equestria's history. 3 days and nights of the largest selection of merchandise, concerts, informative panels, dancing, and much more had given euphoria never to be forgotten. However, even the fire stoked by the festival and camaraderie shared was about to be dampened by what was to come. Well, maybe more than damp. Thunder crashed throughout the Baltimore Convention Center, shaking tables with such vigor that cups of water rippled with a concussive force as the muffled cacophony of car alarms followed suit. A hurricane had changed course at the last moment as the convention was just starting, and finally worked its way to the city. Reports were piling in through blaring staff radios that travel was suspended until further notice. Record-shattering winds filled with raindrop and debris projectiles tore through the streets as they filled with blackened skies. The rain was slowly thickening as the air continued to ring with the crash of thunder. As the most ferocious part of the storm neared, security for the convention crowded the attendees into one of the large rooms in the facility. As the storm thickened outside, the patience of the attendees began to run understandably thin. The humid air was almost thick enough to drink, mixed with the desire to head home out of the weather and travel tickets that could not be refunded, and the stench of thousands of nervous or fearful individuals all mixed together to create a slowly bubbling cocktail of dissent. Many groups of friends banded together to wait through the crowded room to pass the time, though. There wasn't much optimism to be found in their conversation.
On faggots. Just because it's a little rain doesn't mean they gotta be dicks.
Said D as he fumed along a small huddled cluster of friends from the Brony show who were attending the con. He pulled his fedora down to hide his glaring serpentine eyes.
Well, I can kind of see where they're coming from, given the inconvenience, and it is a pretty bad storm.
Circuit Main responded, giving a shrug and receiving a nod of approval from one of the show's moderators, Deal Grist, who was roughly bumped by a grumpy green mare hurriedly working her way over to the doors, guarded by security.
It still doesn't fucking excuse it. We're all going through this. It's not like it's happening to them.
Said Comet Starshot as he gave a death glare to the passerby. Another rumble of thunder reverberated in their chests as the power went out, and me and the crowd took a collective gasp. The security members could be seen pulling their ring of protection in closer to the VIPs, particularly the 7 heroes in the flesh, the bearers of the elements of harmony and their faithful assistant. The occasional flash of green could be seen as Spike sent or received letters to Her Highness about their conditions.
Man, why couldn't the Weather Patrol have dealt with us sooner? You think they could, given it's their job and all.
Puffed Scribbler as his white pupils scanned the mass of shifting beings. The stirring of an argument could be heard as the green pony arrived at the door and tried to convince the 2 griffins standing guard to let her leave and go to the bathroom. "I'm sorry, miss. We have to keep you here until the storm ends," the con head replied. The green Pegasi anxiously pumped her legs and flapped her wings. "Please, it's an emergency! Come on!" she cried in agitation.
She should have gone when the warnings first came in.
Deal said, rubbing his blue hoof on the back of his mahogany mohawk.
Damn straight. Or she could just hold it in like the rest of us. Is it worth getting in the fight with security over? I didn't think so.
Dee replied. A brown earth pony mare walked over from a small circle of staff and made an announcement that nobody wanted to hear. "Fillies and gentlecolts, we regret that the storm is predicted to stay overhead for several more hours, if not at least a day. We'll be keeping you here until the weather authority says it's safe enough to go outside." "Oh, come on! Hotel's right across the street. Can't we just go? It's not that far," a stallion called out in the dark, and many voices could be heard mumbling in agreement. "I'm sorry, but rules are rules. You must stay for your own safety." Rumbles and murmuring filled the spaces between the thunder as the crowd grew more restless, and as time passed on, conflicts began to emerge between members of the crowd amongst themselves and the iron-willed security team keeping them from the bathrooms during the brunt of the storm. Several unicorns had lit their homes to provide lights for the crowd. Yeah, I'm sorry, I read it
So you had it right the first time.
I'm sorry, I read things as they're written. And many of them could be seen shaking as they engaged in heated arguments with those around them. The members of the Brony show continued to talk amongst themselves as more people approached security, seeking release. Until one stallion, a head taller than most who had been sitting behind Circuit, finally lost his cool. The red stallion rose his hooves and turned it to Circuit. "Dude, could you move over? You're so damn hot and sweaty that I'm squished like a sardine."
I'm sorry, but...
Circuit said before Comet cut him off.
Hey! In case you haven't noticed, we're all hot as fuck in here. So sit down and chill your shit.
The red stallion took a step forward. "Would you say short stuff?"
He said, go fuck yourself, shit for brains.
Dee retorted as he and Comet, I'm sorry, it looks like an RN sometimes, flew to their hooves. "That's cute. You suck dick with that mouth?"
Huh, maybe. No, I'm too busy eating your girl to...
"Please. She wouldn't even give a guy like you a second look."
You're right, because I've been stuffing her from behind since the first.
Scribbler laughed his creepy laugh as Dee verbally tore the other stallion apart.
Come on, D, back off. He's not worth it.
Deal said as he put a hoof on D-Pat's withers.
Damn straight, he's not worth it. Hot air, worth shit. And he's still full of both.
Comet jabbed with a malicious grin on his face. The red stallion stepped up until he was face to face with Comet and Dee, and the rest of the crew got to their hooves. Security started making their way over to the group to defuse the situation. "How about I come down there and teach you a thing or two?"
You're gonna need to get a ladder to get on my level. Or maybe an elevator, since only one of those should hold up such a sack of shit.
Circuit gave a hoarse laugh as Scribbler's laughter picked back up, and the red stallion snorted frosty breath into Comet's face as he puffed himself up to attack. Then it hit him. Frosty breath. In August, the middle of summer, with the power out. The harsh pings of hail hitting the metal roof rang out in the room, and as many quarreling groups stopped to look up at the sound, the faint forms of Wendigos could be seen through the window portions of the ceiling, circling in the clouds above. The crowd panicked. So great was the volume of bodies pushing towards the door that security was overwhelmed. Ponies, griffins, and many other beings flooded the halls out of the streets in an attempt to seek shelter away from the creatures of lore. The rush of bodies made it so difficult for the small group to keep together, but the crowd suddenly came to a halt when they saw the baseball-sized hail pummeling the streets outside. "We're trapped!" someone cried out, and the crowd spread out throughout the building to try to find somewhere to hide. The gang of friends stayed together to decide what they should do. "Every pony stay calm," Twilight shouted, attempting to somehow restore order. "Maybe I can throw a super-duper come-together to defeat the Wendigos party to get them all to come back!" Pinkie Pie piped up and began chasing the crowd while firing her party cannon to try to get their attention, which only succeeded in frenzying the pandemonium. Grunted Twilight as she stomped to the ground. "Rarity, Fluttershy, see if you can't help organize the crowd and calm them down." "Absolutely, darling. We shall prevail. Right, Fluttershy? Fluttershy?" "Sorry, I can't do Rarity very well." Rarity looked around for her companion with quizzical expression, but turned at the sounds of her surprised squeal as Rainbow Dash pulled her cowering form by the tail and behind a potted plan. She shivered on the floor, covering her eyes until Rarity came over and reached out hoof. "I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Are you kidding? This is actually kind of hilarious in a weird way.
Come on now, Fluttershy. These people need us. We wouldn't want to risk someone getting hurt in all the commotion, right?" Fluttershy sighed. "You're right." She sighed and stood up, putting on her bravest mission face, which was more of a grimace than anything, and reluctantly trotted off with Rarity along the crowd's trail, stumbling and squeaking with each thunderclap. Twilight turned to the Brony Show crew and a few security members that had stayed behind. "We can end this if the other ponies come together, but we need to buy Rarity and Fluttershy some time. We could use your help to distract the Wendigos." They nodded in wordless agreement. "Excellent," she said as she led the charge outside.
Oh boy, can't wait to fuck them up.
Dee said as he ran outside. Twilight looked back at him with a furious expression as Spike covered his ears.
Oh, don't give me that. He's Red Boss. He knows. Besides,
His eyes flared and his body was bathed in a green magical aura as he barreled into the street, morphing and changing form into a gigantic dragon, easily 20 meters from head to toe.
what are you gonna do about it?
Just then, the Wendigos used their magic that they had been gaining from feeding on the descent of the ponies and cast spells at the ground. Multitude of the large hail rattled on the ground before shooting over to multiple points along the ground, eventually coming together and shifting into bears-like assemblies in a similar fashion as the Timberwolves.
Oh, that's cute.
Scribbler said before lighting his horn. His shadow morphed and formed a circle before him, and the of a rhino rose out of it. Shadow formed over the bones to give it a flesh-like appearance that became translucent when the direct light hit it, and the creature let out a deafening roar before charging at the nearest bear. Deal followed suit with Applejack, who gave a robust "Yee-haw!" before running out into the fray to help the beast. "Rainbow, I want you to do your best to bust some of these clouds and weaken the storm," Twilight said as she turned to her friend. "I'm on it!" Rainbow Dash leapt out into the street and opened her wings to take flight. But her light form was swept aside by violent winds, and she was quickly taken out of view. "You two, I want you to help your changeling friend distract the Wendigos. Hop on his back and keep the hail away from him. Well, maybe let a couple hit him, but still." She gave a nervous laugh when Circuit and Comet didn't laugh. But the moment passed without incident, and they ran out onto Dee's back.
Hi-ho, Silver! Away!
Circuit yelled, but Dee didn't budge. He turned his head to look back at Circuit.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Do that again and I'll eat you for dinner.
His heavy form better resisted the strong winds, and he gave his wings a great thrust to get himself airborne with his two companions. Scribbler stood in the street, using his magic to control the rhino, and tendrils occasionally shot out of his shadow to deflect hail. Satisfied that they could handle themselves, Twilight went inside to do her part. D-Pad rocketed into the sky, aiming straight for the Wendigos residing in the clouds. Circuit sat the closest to Dee's head, and used his affinity with electricity to keep the lightning at bay, while Comet used a mixture of telekinesis and stun spells to keep the hail at bay. Flashes of lightning temporarily blinded the group from time to time, and there were several near misses that made their hair stand on end. There came a point when the Wendigos caused the winds to be so strong that Dee could rise no higher. Circuit, unable to resist himself, yelled,
D! Use flamethrower!
Dee opened his mouth with a scream of rage to form a gaping maw and released a jet of flame with a mighty roar. The elements put out his flames before they could reach their targets. Dee circled around to try to find a better spot. As he did so, he turned his head to focus one big yellow serpentine eye on Circuit and let out a low growl, wiping the giddy smile from Circuit's face. Rainbow was doing her best to clear the clouds as she learned how to combat the wind.
So cool.
She didn't really know how to do that, and even succeeded in punching several holes in the thick cloud cover, but they sealed up quickly afterward each time. It was as if the Wendigos were making them regenerate. Meanwhile, on the ground, Scribbler's rhino slams into one of the ice bear behemoths. The bear gets knocked over onto its back with force, but used its legs and the rhino's momentum to send it flying overhead. The rhino goes skidding several meters by rolling onto the hail before getting back up, and Blink uses his magic to repair the damage done its shadow flesh. AJ, doing what she does best, found some debris and hailstones to launch at the bears with her powerful bucking skills. They didn't seem to be doing any real damage, but they were pushing the bears back some. Deal caught the eye of one of the bears and charged at it. The bear came up to meet him and stood up on its hind legs to take a swipe at him. Deal leapt up to hit it in the face, and at the same time, the rhino came up from behind and knocked its legs out from under it. The bear fell back and slammed into the ground, and Deal landed on his head with a powerful kick, crushing it on its head, not his head, causing the whole body of hail to come apart. He turned with a victory shout to look for another bear, and coordinated with Blank to do the same technique with a few more of the bears. D-Pad and his crew tried several different angles and approaches, but without some change in the weather, they just couldn't get close enough. In a last-ditch effort, D decided to fly out and plunge down as far as he could to gain some momentum before one final ascent. He didn't think his wings could keep going under the conditions. As he dived on the ground, they caught a glimpse of Deal being blindsided by one of the bears, getting a nasty swipe along the side and sent sprawling into a dumpster where he lay still. Comet became consumed in a fit of rage as D turned the dive into a glide along the street. Comet's rage fueled his magical prowess, causing his mane to burst into flame. The freezing rain hit the flames and caused a large cloud of steam to form. D pulled up to escape the cloud and began his final ascent. But as he exited, Comet wasn't on his back. Comet shot out the bottom of his cloud of steamy fog with a silvery blue aura shining bright. Trailing the mist of the cloud and blazing bright, he looked much like what he was named after. Comet used his aura to form a shield before him as he slammed with ferocious speed into the bear that had attacked Deal, causing it to explode in a shower of fragmented hail, before using his magic to telekinetically slow his descent to the land. AJ and Comet both ran over to Deal to check on him, leaving Scribbler to deal with the last couple bears.
Come at me, bros! You're gonna die!
His laugh rang out like a maniacal battle cry, and his tentacle shadows shot out to strike down their unlucky foes. The bears wrestled with them and the rhino, and it appeared they were at a standstill. Deal was lucky. The swipe had been relatively shallow, and Comet was able to use rudimentary medical magic to stop the bleeding. but the blow had knocked him for a loop. He was still unable to stand as he recovered. So AJ and Comet did their best to help Scribbler at range while keeping the bears at bay. Up above, D's form streaked up towards the Wendigos with only Circuit on his back, who sent out bolts of lightning to shatter incoming hailstones whilst laughing maniacally.
Take that, motherfuckers!
He yelled as they pushed farther than any time before. Just when D's path was reaching a halt, he charged up a great fireball in his gullet and let it blast forth. The ball was so hot that Circuit felt its heat across his face, but it slowed too fast to make it to the Wendigos. When all seemed lost, a streak of rainbow shot out from underneath the D-pad. Rainbow Dash had been in Dee's slipstream, and used it to give her the boost she needed to perform her ultimate technique. She spiraled up to meet the fireball and passed it, and her slipstream pulled the fireball up just enough to be level with the Wendigos. At that moment, she broke through the speed barrier and performed the sonic rain boom, which sucked the fireball into the explosion. The result was a rain boom that rippled with flames and created a brilliant, awe-inspiring explosion that tore apart and burned away the storm. The Wendigos, however, appeared unharmed, and the storm began to form again. It seemed like victory would be impossible, but sometimes a spark, even if it's the size of a sonic rain boom inferno, is all you need to change hearts. Back in the convention center, a mixture of party cannon explosions and pleas from Twilight, Fluttershy, and Rarity got the attendees all to meet in one room. The crowd had become captivated by the battle outside, and Twilight used that time to do what she did best: lecture. My friends, look at what our descent has done to us. We let the things we enjoy and the community we have fall apart because of inconveniences. What happened? This community is about coming together and being a family. And I've seen how much you all have love for one another. Remember your roots. Remember our history. The lessons we've learned together, the laughter, the tears, and the oneness of uniting under a common name. Even if others think it's silly that we enjoy the past, our heroes, real and imaginary, we've seen what it does in our hearts, and we know just how real that power is. At that moment, the sonic rain boom inferno went off overhead and left the crowd awestruck. It was like the tales of old, feats beyond imagination and times of peril for the common good. It was then that they remembered all the good times they had over the last few days, and ever since they had become a member of the community. There were a few moments of awkward silence before one apologized to someone he had quarreled with, and then others followed suit. It wasn't long before many even began to laugh and share stories. None of them saw the Wendigos overhead, or felt the chill in the room of the encroaching ice, or felt the sting of their transgressions toward one another. The fire that had fueled their friendships before the storm returned, and it lit a new flame up above, the fire of friendship. Its warmth flowed freely and thawed all the hail, and rose up to the Wendigos who were incinerated in its radiant glow. Take a drink of water here. Oh, yeah. Spike, take a letter. Dear Princess Celestia, today we learned that...
People need to stop being stupid because it's destructive as fuck and puts people down.
See, you can turn into a dragon. Prepare your anus.
Pinkie Pie is best crowd control.
The TBS crew can put up a fight. Don't fuck with us.
Deal.
I was muted. Great. Can you hear me? Sometimes we can get so caught up by the storms in life that we forget what's important and good. Every storm will pass, so just have patience and get through it with your friends.
Twilight gives everyone but Deal the biggest eat shit look. She takes the scroll from Spike's claw and furiously scratches out their lines. Going on vacation as of now, your student, Twilight Sparkle.
You're such a suck-up.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly fucking said that.
You're such a goddamn suck-up.
I just want to know where to get one of the Wendigos.
I'm fucking amazing.
I'm amazing.
I just want a freaking wind to go around here. It's too freaking hot.
I'm a one pony army. Get on my level.
Get on my level. If you can go Fire Main and become a comet, then we'll talk.
Yeah, you're not very shocking with your comment.
Hey, like that.
That would be great. Noob just had a great idea. What if someone named their daughter Amazing, and then you just say, I'm fucking amazing?
Ha! Oh!
He's a genius, he is.
Yes, but at the same time, that kind of hurt a little.
It hurt a little, but it was a good kind of hurt, I guess.
My brain.
Oh, sure, now the freaking groups come up.
The groups come on. What a sad shit.
It would.
Yeah. Oh well,
You could
there's
do this
always
again on
YouTube
the
for this.
show.
There's always YouTube too.
Oh, yeah, this was a blind reading.
Yes.
We always do it on the show before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
That was pretty fun, though.
yeah.
I'm the
was.
best, I'm so happy.
Changelings, you gotta love them.
Yeah, like I was refraining from shit like that because like my OC is stupid enough as is. But hey, you said it, not me.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Nobody wants
That's the
Pokemon Trainer
story of your
Circuit and
OC.
D-pad the Charizard.
Like, D, that's pretty much the story of your OC. You haven't done anything to it. Everything's from the show.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the
I
show
know,
and our
isn't it
fans. The show and our fans pretty much fleshed it out for you.
I helped.
Ugh.
That was good.
Yes.
Alright,
Hey, join us on Monday. Watch the real show.
Yep. Join us on Monday, and also join us here in a few minutes while we're streaming more ponies, because I still got to get through Season 3 before BronyCon.
Yeah, good luck on that one, boss. Where you're at now.
I just
Season 3
started
now?
Season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did weddings.
Thanks for coming out, guys. It was fun.
Oh yeah, I did get that crystal. She looks very cute. I have no idea what to do with her hair, so she stays in the bag.
You take her to the convention. I'm sure Kara could help you brush it.
Ooh, there you go.
She's pretty good. Unless she's coming, I have no idea.
Oh no, she's definitely coming with. Like the only thing I complain about is that she still has Celestia's hooves on there, but oh well, I can't. Really
Yeah, but
great.
What are you
Come on,
going to
it's
do?
a custom.
It's a great looking custom. Her hair is fucking awesome, and her wings are great too. Fucking translucent, fucking.
her wings are so pretty.
Fucking translucent with like the fucking, just the whole dragonfly, ripped up dragonfly thing going on. It's awesome.
Alright, let's go ahead and end up the stream here then, so we can all go about enjoying our Saturdays.
Hey, I got
Alrighty.
you pretty enjoyable. You
Hey,
faggot.
Yeah.
No, this was
Yeah,
awesome.
fun.
This was awesome. I just want to do more now.
I know. Play Payday.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
not
That's a
reading
thought,
it
actually.
fast.
No, it was good, man.
Well, no, that bacon I had last night, it actually was a bad idea to eat.
Oh,
'Cause,
really? It was.
I've taken like half a bottle of Pepto-Bismol throughout the last day, and that was keeping it quenched a bit. But god damn, fuck that bacon.
Bad.
I think somebody already did do that to the bacon. Maybe that's why it's so bad.
No, it was just in the bottom of my freezer for like a really long time,
Oh boy.
like a year.
Bottom
so I cut it
freezer.
open and microwaved it.
Ugh, bottom freezer meat never goes well.
Nope.
Yeah,
Hey,
but I'm
that-
invincible and I have an immunity to that kind of stuff.
You did really good with You did a really good job with Twilight at the end with her little lecture.
Thank you.
I think all of it was pretty good. You know, he kept the characters.
It was
He even
great.
kept
You kept
us
bouncing
in
back
character.
Sorry.
Even
He just kept bouncing back and forth between Scribbler and Blanked.
that was a good.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it was
feel
Deal's
good.
right. He goes like, I know what Renegade's gonna read it as.
Yeah.
It was
I meant to
he
check
did
that.
it wrong.
I read things as they're written. It's one of the points of humor when I'm actually reading something on a pre-show.
Okay, we're gonna officially say this as of now. It's Blanked Mind. Scribbler is dead.
Shut up. Scribbler is my OC. Blank Mine is just me.
Alright, I corrected those two.
And I'm just amazing. That's it.
He's just a gay little changeling. We love him.
No, he's my Pokemon. He's my Pokemon and my horse because I
Bullshit,
ride him.
I am.
Hey, I rode you
That's
twice,
why
man.
he says, I'll eat you for dinner if you do that again.
Alright.
Eh, let me warn you. If you do shit like that again, I will fucking eat your limbs!
Sticks and stones may break your bones, but shocks can be quite exciting.
No, they can't.
Who knows? I think we might have gotten more fan art from this now.
Eating
no,
circus
it's
sounds like a
like-
shocking experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, if we do this on if this is being done on Monday, you'll definitely get fan art.
Definitely get it done on Monday.
I could always do it for the pre-show. Just put it up and let people enjoy it.
I wouldn't mind doing it again. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
No lines whatsoever. Thanks, Deal.
Well, I meant just like the recording. Just put that up as a
I'm just
pre-show.
messing with Deal because I can.
Ah.
Aw.
Plus, it would be nice to have another Renegade fanfic reading.
Yeah, I just wish I didn't eat that bacon last night so I could have a stable voice.
Yeah, you sound great to me.
I hope so. I'll take a bit more of this Hy-Vee brand Pepto-Bismol knockoff because it tastes better. Same damn stuff, just doesn't taste like shit.
Ah.
There you go.
Well, in either case, I'm gonna at least take a cold shower here because I really am heating up pretty badly. I hate this weather.
Well, you're going to be in another place, Baltimore, soon.
Yeah, at least I'll have a nice air-conditioned hotel.
Also, if anyone needs any place to stay, then I guess...
Humanized Brony show? I'm down.
I was gonna
I
say,
already did that. I look like a total faggot because I decided to use the Equestria Girls creator.
I tried that already. They need a little more work done on it.
I know. I
They
tried to do me, and I'm like, I can't do it.
I can get
I
close,
stayed
but
away from it.
I
big
know, I
thing
get
is that
real
just the
close.
coloring. The whole coloring thing is annoying because you can either choose from set colors, go random, or you got to get the exact pixel coding for the color that you want.
I know. I'm trying to get the exact pizzo coating for my coat, but I can't do it. Like a piece of shit.
Look at Elizabeth's hand for this costume.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a cold shower and start off more ponies.
Bud.
Alright.
Peace out.
Latest.
Later.
Hey there, everyone.